Hey, it's Alex, and in this video I will talk about DHT blocking, and it will be a longer video than I normally do, but it's more educational video. So for you guys who don't know me, my name is Alex, and I'm the guy who was able to solve hair loss. Basically, I was suffering hair loss for many years before I finally was able to regrow it all back again without taking any PRP, any stem cells, or any hair transplants or whatsoever, and haven't used any concealers on my hair to hide my hair fall. So this is a regrow that is possible if you want to do it right way, right? If you want to do it right way, you basically can get this kind of regrow, and this is basically full set of hair like I have now, right? And this should be a goal. Our goal should not be to have a poofy hair here and there, right? Or kind of stop our hair fall. Our goal is actually to have a full set of hair, right? Like I was able to get. So for you guys who actually want to take action and do something about hair loss as soon as possible and resolve it and get full set of hair, schedule call below this video because I do have a step-by-step system how to regrow hair back again, and it's proven to work, and I have been helping a lot of guys for last years to get back as a hair. And this is not just kind of, it's not a short-term fix, it's actually something that gives results long-term, like I was able to get for myself. Anyway, in today's video I will talk about DHT blocking and different options you have, what I have tried so far, what I think about different treatments to solve DHT issue, and different ways to do it, like natural ways and pharmaceutical ways and so on. Before I start, I can mention a few things. And right from the beginning when I started to block DHT, I did it two ways. I did it by blocking DHT by pharmaceutical way, right? And I also did things to avoid spikes of DHT. So I removed spikes of DHT on one side, and I also did take DHT blockers on the other side, right? I just didn't take DHT blockers to block DHT, but I did two things simultaneously. So I think this is important to know because I was very successful regarding DHT blocking in the beginning before I was hit by inflammation on my scalp, and just by taking DHT blockers I was basically able to recover quite some ground, and my hair finally started to look quite good. This was back in 2010. So if you wonder how it was, you can check pictures below this video. I have set the links there. Yes, that was one thing. Other thing is that there are like two options we have. We have natural options to block DHT, and we have pharmaceutical ways to block DHT. And yes, both of them do work, but it depends on your situation, on how advanced is your hair loss, what have you kind of been doing, and how aggressive it is, and so on, right? So if you are younger and your hair loss is not that advanced, most likely natural ways can work, right? Because natural ways usually has less side effects. Not always, but they have less side effects. So for those guys who are afraid of side effects, natural ways most likely is the way to do it, at least in the beginning, to check it out. And it most likely will work if your hair loss is in the very early stages and is not that advanced, right? Like in my case, I was waiting too long to solve it by natural ways, right? I was having hair loss for more than 5 years before I actually did take action and started to solve it. And then I had lost like 60%, 70% of my hair. So it was so little left, right? I didn't have this kind of hair back then, right? I was balding, diffuse balding everywhere. And it took like total disaster. Anyway, for me it was too late to address my issues just by natural way, right? But if you are noticing just recently hair loss and it's not that advanced, natural way is most likely the first thing you should check out before you actually start with pharmaceutical ways, right? Because if you do it naturally plus with a good supplements diet, you apply some topical things, right? Then you most likely can stop your hair fall, right? And in the beginning of hair fall or in the early stages of hair loss, just by doing it, it can help you a lot, right? But if your hair loss is too advanced, this kind of options is out of question because it won't be enough, and then you basically lose the faith in it, and yeah, maybe you just move on or don't believe that it's actually possible to regrow hair back again. Pharmaceutical ways to block DHTs, there are Finasteride and Finasteride that is taken by mouth. And I have tried them both. Let's start with Finasteride. Finasteride is something I have been using since 2008. It had a very good effect on me. I was able to recover a lot of my hair fall, and if you check my other videos you can clearly see how good results I was actually able to get just by Finasteride, fixing my diet, taking supplements, doing right shampoos on my scalp and so on. I was able to recover quite nicely, but of course I didn't have this kind of hair I have now, right? Because now it is basically full regrow and it is quite awesome. And side effects, I haven't had any side effects from Finasteride. For those of you who don't know it, I do microdose Finasteride. Right? I don't take full amount, I microdose it, and I have been microdosing since beginning. I have tried higher amounts from time to time, even as high as 1.35, but I didn't see any benefits regarding it, so I just dropped it down to microdosing again. And for you guys who kind of wonder when this Finasteride is most effective, it's most effective 2 first years of taking it, right? So if you mess it up 2 first years, let's say you have scalp inflammation or stress issues that leads to hair loss, by taking Finasteride you won't solve them because Finasteride just blocks DHT, so you still will have those underlying issues that will mess up your regrow results, and you will miss that time window of regrowing hair for 2 first years. So what is important is that you actually have solved any underlying issue before you start with drug like Finasteride, right? Because after 2 years you still will be able to kind of keep your hair, but you won't be able to get regrow from Finasteride. And for those who want to have a most convenient way, actually taking like Finasteride, like 1 pill or something, 1 milligram, it is most convenient way, right? Because if you start adding other things to your treatment, it is more complicated and it's more time consuming. So best way is just to address it by Finasteride or other DHT blocker. So it's important not mess up your initial conditions by having other issues that are not solved and messing up things in background. Okay, so next one is Finasteride. And Finasteride is something I have used for myself for 4 months, I think in total. I tried it in 2 different occupations. One time I tried it for 1 month, and second time I think I tried it for 2.5, 3 months or something. And it did work great. It did make my hair more dense quite quickly. Unfortunately, second time I tried it, I felt side effects after the second month of taking it, and I kind of decided to go back to Finasteride. And when I switched back to Finasteride, I didn't experience any shedding regarding it or anything. And for those who wonder, I also was microdosing Finasteride. And basically, I did it with my doctor made a plan for me. I said that I want to microdose it, so he made a plan for me, and I was taking Finasteride 3 times a week instead of daily, because Finasteride has longer life cycle than Finasteride, so it's actually is more potent, and it also kind of blocks 2 different types of DHT, and you can check it up on the internet for yourself, but I won't go too much technically into it, but it is more effective than Finasteride, but it also has downsides that is most likely have more possibilities for side effects if one had tendency for getting side effects than by taking Finasteride. Yes, and the next one I have a topical thing, basically it's Regrow 5881, and it's basically a topical solution one applies on the scalp to kind of indirectly block DHT. I haven't tried it because I was able to get my regrow before I was actually would need to kind of step it up on other different treatments. But I know guys who have tried it and they do have good results. I know also guys who have side effects from it, so it's not for everybody, but it's one of the options one have. Plus, I don't see it as convenient because one kind of like other treatments is quite convenient, right? Finasteride, for example, and Finasteride is just a 1 pill, but this one is actually solutions you need to apply on the scalp. And the other downside is that it is not that stable as taking pills. So if you run it out of it, you can experience shedding and so on. Plus, there are stronger shedding cycles taking its with finasteride. So.